Today it's my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce a fellow Tucsonan, Sue Krahe-Eggleston, who is Director of our Family Services back home in Tucson. And this service, our family provides a comprehensive range, Madam Chair, of services addressing the needs of at-risk youth, children, families, seniors, and works with neighborhoods. For the past 16 years, Sue, in her capacity as Executive Director, has helped define back home for the community the needs and the attention and the resources that youth in our community need. And for that, we are very grateful for her leadership and for her very strong advocacy. She's nationally renowned and recognized as an advocate for children and family social services, and currently serves as a board member of the National Network for Youth.
In addition to serving as the Our Family Executive Director, I am also a member of the Board of Directors of the National Network for Youth, the nation's leading organization on youth homelessness. I am testifying on behalf of both organizations today. Our family delivers the full continuum of runaway and homeless youth programs, including a street outreach program, a drop-in center, a shelter and family reunification program for minor-age youth, a transitional living program for older youth, and supervised apartments for homeless young families. My agency could not offer this programming without the federal RHY funds. Arizona only appropriates a small amount of targeted money for homeless youth, but many states do nothing. The national system of support for this population is wholly reliant on federal funds. Accordingly, RHY must be reauthorized. In addition, Congress should raise authorization and appropriations level both to start new programs in underserved communities as well as provide a cost of living increase to current grantees, which have operated at the same funding levels year after year after year despite inflation. The causal factors for homelessness among young people in Tucson match those across the country. Our agency has supported youth in all manners of dire circumstances. And I want to give you some examples. There's a 14-year-old boy named John who felt safer living in a tunnel than with his abusive parents. Then there's a 16-year-old gay young person by the name of Paul, dropped off at our shelter by his mom with his belongings in a plastic bag, saying to us, "Take him." Then think about Angie, a young mom standing outside the hospital in Tucson with her 4-pound little infant, not knowing where she was going to go. And lastly, there's Precious, a 21-year-old mom of 2 living in her car because the children's father had been incarcerated. These are all stories of Tucson, but they could be stories of any community across our country. Yet we also see incredible resilience in our youth, young people whose running away is an expression of their most basic right to survive. Young people seeking better options, young people craving for caring adults and supportive peers for the first time, or longing to mend those old family ties. Our family helps youth tap their inherent strengths and mobilize those assets for the youth's recovery and ultimate well-being. Now, turning to policy considerations, my written statement includes 18 of the RHY reauthorization recommendations that the National Network of Youth has put together. They are the outcome of a consultation process we took with the grantee community. I will mention just 2. First, we recommend the Act require a process for developing performance standards for RHY programs so that all grantees would work towards common performance expectations. Secondly, RHY grantees seek a process to request reconsideration of unsuccessful applications when there is a good cause. We look forward to working with Representative Yarmouth and the subcommittee leadership in developing the RHY reauthorization bill. To complement RHY, we call on Congress to pass measures that respond to the needs of homeless youth, which surpass the scope of the RHY. Among them, Congress should pass Representative Biggart's forthcoming homeless education bill. Okay. Also, Congress should pass H.R. 601, the homeless student aid bill. RHY programs have never intended to be the tools to end youth homelessness. The Act forms the safety net for unaccompanied youth and must be continued. With increased funding, But if we are to prevent and end youth homelessness, we must go way beyond RHY. We need more publicly funded resources for family substance abuse, mental health, and strengthening of family services. We need a child welfare system that prevents youth to remain in care until they reach the developmental age of adulthood. rather than the artificial legal age of majority. We need to support reentry of youthful offenders, such as the one that Representative Grijalva will be proposing. Permanent housing targeted to youth is also required. We are pleased to support Representative Hinojosa's forthcoming Place to Call Home Act. It contains the solutions I just identified and much, much more. It is a policy blueprint for preventing and ending youth homelessness. We call on Congress to follow its design. Youth-serving organizations, young people, and concerned community members will continue to fight for the day when there will be indeed a place to call home for all youth. Until then, the Runaway and Homeless Youth Act must remain available for the millions of young people in America each year without a safe place to live. And I thank you.